Hello, 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 hello. How's everyone doing today? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Still getting myself ready. I got something in my eye. Everything is going well. If you're on the chat with me, let me know if you see me well and everything. I want to say hi to Diego Wen. Sorry if I mispronounced that. Sup, dude? Hi. Hi to Ezra Ball. Freebies on Instagram. Thank you for joining live, guys. Today, we are painting a redhead. This live is for the Daily 5 challenge, if you didn't know. We have one prompt every day where we are practicing our art habit, trying to develop good workflow, and having fun painting at the same time. So these sessions are chill. It's not about teaching, it's more about connecting, telling stories, painting. Yeah, that's your art. Hi. On Instagram. There's a lot of you guys on Instagram. I don't have many people on YouTube right now. If you're on YouTube, let me know if everything is working well on your side of the tech as well. So yeah, let me move that around so I can see everything that I need to. And yeah, so this is the painting that I did before the event. We are going to do another one today. Love the light in the hair. Yeah, thanks, official. I also like it. I want to see the chat. Wait. Alright, there you go. Love the highlights in the hair. Thanks. Yeah. Today we're going to paint, if you're on Instagram, this guy. 10 points to you if you able to let me know what's his real name and the name of the characters he's playing in what's the TV show? Game of Thrones, right? That's from where I know him. Hi, Lorraine, Stephanie, Cipiol. Thank you for letting me know everything is doing well on YouTube as well. All right. Friendly reminder: the flash sale is still on today. For a lot of you guys in the States. So just a friendly reminder. That's Van Gogh. Is that his name, actor name, or is that his character name? Official, let me know. It's not Van Gogh. You mean that's Van Gogh? Okay, no, that's Van Gogh. I need painter. No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. But I love the reference. I really do. So yeah, let's get cracking, shall we? I'm inviting you to paint with me if you're participating into the challenge. The art is Van Gogh, yeah. Okay, yeah. Sorry. So yeah, if you want to participate with me, if you want to participate with us in the tribe, link in the tribe in descriptions or link in bio, or if you're in the chat, you can literally put !tribe to get a link from it. Only if you're live, and in the comments. I see a few guys putting comments afterwards during the replay. It's not working in the comments, it's only working in the chat during the live. Exclusive to the live people. All right. Yeah, if you were participating into the work at a portrait workshop last weekend, first of all, thank you for joining. Hopefully you learned a thing or two. Today we will kind of continue doing portrait. This is the last portrait of the month. We are starting a new prompt list tomorrow. Technically today for me, or the first, but tomorrow, because I tend to run Paintable with Pacific time And so we will have a new prompt list. I'll be sharing that in the tribe later on today. We are going to do a lot of things that have to do with Mars kind of looking prompts, because I am doing also a poster for the students of the Digital Painting Academy for a tribute to the Princess of Mars book cover. It's going to be a movie poster. It's also to participate at the same time with the students of Illustration from Imagination that are participating right now. And one of the brief is that. So yeah. Starting with shapes today. I don't know, when it's a dude, when it's a man, usually I like to experiment and kind of let loose and just go straight up with shapes instead of the Loomis method. And as usual, if you have any questions or anything, let me know. I am wearing a hoodie today. It's one of the rare days in Thailand where I can wear a hoodie. It's been raining for 2 days straight, which gives a very cozy vibe. And reduce the burning heat to a point that allows me to wear a hoodie today. It's a very, very rare event. So yeah. What else? Congrats to everybody that took the bundle already, by the way. Lots of you guys jumped on the offer, and with good reasons. It's a very good deal. Lots of those classes are exclusive to the members of the Digital Painting Academy, and you cannot own them for life. Only participate as a subscription. But for those that took the bundle, now you have all these classes, lifetime access, at 75% off, which is pretty cool. Also, if you're part of the tribe and you purchase the bundle and you have questions about anything, I'm there every day. Don't be shy. Come say hi. Yeah, I should put maybe the reference for you guys on Instagram a little bit. I'm painting this. And I can already tell that the eyes should be just a little lifted. So I'll do that. Maybe that eyebrow should be a little lower. And this should probably go lower like this. So the eyebrows should be closer to the eyes. Maybe not so much. just realized that also the portrait that I did during the portrait workshop last weekend was a dude, and he had a beard and a mustache. I guess I don't know. That's what I'm attracted to these days. This guy was just the colors. For Redhead, I think I couldn't do better. It's just amazing. I'm looking forward to play with the different hues. That mustache is too big. The different hues and the hair. It's gonna be fun. Very bushy beard. I was looking at a YouTube video yesterday. I want to say good morning to Maine on YouTube. Thanks for joining live. I was looking at a video YouTube yesterday and got very inspired, and I think I might do it later on. It was a video from a guy named Ted 1000. I don't know if you guys know him. He's a muralist, YouTuber, artist, and he built a very nice business around his art, selling T-shirts and other articles of fashion and other stuff. But what I was looking at yesterday was he made an entire series on a deck of cards. That he designed fully, and I got really inspired. It's originally a friend of mine, illustrator as well, Charlie Clement, that showed me that video. But I took the time to look at it yesterday, and I felt like, maybe I should do this. It's been a few years that I'm thinking about like making a tarot deck card, but I'm always like just intimidated by doing 78 like illustration. It just seems too big. I never have enough time. But I felt like maybe just a normal deck of card could be interesting. So maybe something I'll do in the near future. And it could be also good to invite the whole community to help me in doing kind of a community project like 1000 did, actually. I thought it was a brilliant, super fun idea. So yeah, let me know guys what you think of that. If that's something that'd be interesting to see, because I've been thinking about like making some more YouTube videos again, but I don't feel like doing tutorials on YouTube no more, and I don't want to go into the trap of these artists that do roasts. I find people are just weird giving their art to an artist so they can get roasted. I mean, if it was like, I don't know, constructive criticism, I'd be like, alright, cool. But roasting, I don't know. That seems like, I guess it's entertaining for some. Anyhow, I want to find a way to get back on making videos again. And I thought, how about if I make it project base and create projects, and then share the thought process with you guys. And yeah, let me know if that's something that you guys would like. Also, let me know, now that I'm thinking about it, I wanted to know if you guys went to see the latest Wolverine movie. My wife and I would love to go see it, but as new parent that are living in a country away from family and away from people we trust to look after our son, it makes it hard for us to just take the time. Unfortunately, I think we're going to miss the opportunity to see it in a movie theater. But still, I'm curious to know if it's a good movie right now, if it's worth go see. Hey Andy, is this Van Gogh for real? You're the second person to say this. No, it's not. It's this guy here. Jesus. Now I gotta go fetch a picture of Van Gogh. I spelled GH. That's so funny. I don't know if the picture was taken like, if it was taking like thinking about like, oh, we're gonna take like the same kind of positioning of Van Gogh. Because I guess, yes, there's similitudes, but yeah, no. No. Actually, I was looking for the name of the actor, the guy that participated into Game of Thrones. If you guys know what's his name, let me know. I'm interested to know. I want to say hello to Phoenix on Instagram. I got my eyes everywhere, guys. So yeah. Is this Clip Studio, Phoenix? No, it's not. It's Photoshop. It's Photoshop, because, yeah, we've been having that discussion last week. I was saying that I was not on Photoshop for their ethic reasons, because I disapprove, but it's the software that I'm the most comfortable with. So, yeah, I'm gonna stick to Photoshop for a little bit longer for now. Do I have Discord? Yes, I do have a Discord. It's called the Paintable Tribe, Prial. If you go www.paintable.cc/tribe, TRIBE, or literally if you go on YouTube and you chat with us live right now, you can put !tribe and a link will pop, the same link. The tribe is awesome because this is exactly where we are all participating into the Diddy 5 challenge. So if you want to, yeah, have some company while painting and then sharing your work and get some feedback, and then just being surrounded by people that will not roast your art, then the tribe is a great place to be. He almost looked like Christopher Haiju. Christopher. Let me go check that. Christopher Haiju. Yeah, I think that's the guy. Bingo. Winner. Chicken dinner. Yeah, that's the guy. There we go. That's a picture of him in the show. This guy. That is Christopher Hivju. I'm not sure how to pronounce his last name. It seems to be I'm not gonna guess. I don't know where he's from. Where is he from? He is Norwegian. Norwegian. Last name. I think the beard needs some more shape design on the side. He's got a very bushy beard. It's gonna be harder to visualize some form and shapes into this. Yeah. Do you stream on YouTube as well? Yes, Phoenix, I'm on YouTube right now. We're doing both. And if you go on YouTube, you got an easier way to communicate with me, truly. I keep the chat of Instagram in front of me still, because I don't want to ignore you guys, but it's much easier on YouTube. Just trying to get the right angle here, but I feel like the expression needs to be a little bit more intense in the beard. It's kind of bigger on the side. Mustache smaller. I don't want to lose that cool shape he has. Exaggerating those features a little. That's a little bit better. Feel like the mustache could be lower on this side. Hi Phoenix, welcome to YouTube. So yeah. Hey Phoenix, I'm streaming every Wednesday, same time. So today, every week, during the I'm doing the prompt of the day for the Daily 5 challenge. The Daily 5 challenge is the challenge that we're doing inside the community, the tribe, to build an art habit and to essentially just work on our workflow and process. So I tend to try to repeat the same kind of steps that I teach in my classes, but also just the same kind of step that allows me to just grow as an artist, really. Starting with a sketch, that's usually what I do. And I try to finish the prompt before the end of the call. And I actually changed the rules today of the Daily 5 challenge. Because what I realized is that sometimes you need more time to paint your prompt. And I'm spending more time on it sometimes, and I don't want to rush people. So now the rules have been updated in the tribe. I still suggest a minimum of 5 minutes, no less. The idea is that every day you spend at least 5 minutes painting, so that you build a habit of doing a little bit every day, because you get better, much better, if you are painting every day than if you paint giant pieces of art like for hours and hours. If you're just doing a little bit every day, and I know that we are all busy, and so I built this challenge to help people that are busy, still want to do art and feel intimidated to do giant pieces, and you don't have to. So right now I'm making a portrait. It's kind of a big piece, but next month we're going to have like prompts that also include objects. And so sometimes painting, I don't know, a sword doesn't have to be like a 5-hour project. It can be a 5 to 30 minutes project, and then a little sketch is enough. You don't have to do a complete giant big final rendered piece. And so that was the idea behind the Daily 5 challenge, and it's been amazing to participate every week with all of you guys. It's been almost a year now, I think, that we're doing this challenge, and it's been growing in popularity, and a lot of people are participating and realize that yes, just 5 minutes every day helps a lot. So yeah, so that's what we're doing. Sorry, if you have more questions, please let me know. Oh, there you go. I have been looking to get better at portrait. I have been drawing a little bit every day actually, but I only copy other art I see online. I don't know if that helps me getting better. Copying art is definitely a way to having a better style, implement your own style learning. But learning from reference pictures also help a lot, so I would not skip on that. Like what I'm doing right now. And I think the expression needs to be a little bit more intense here, where we almost kind of see the entire eye. And I feel like this is misplaced. Should be a little bit more on the side. So yeah. Also Phoenix, as you can see, there's some very nice practical automation I put in the chat today, reminding of the 75% off on the Portrait Artist Bundle, which is a bundle with all my best portrait related classes. The sale is finishing today, so yeah, just a friendly reminder that that's there. I think I'm good for starting colors. What I showed during the weekend, during the portrait workshop, was how I go from this to like a final sketch. But I don't always do final sketches, and I think this is like a little rough, but I think I'll be able to start with that. I feel like maybe the eye could be pushed a tiny bit, but I'm not sure. Yeah, I think that's better. Yeah. Phoenix, okay, I'll try doing more portrait with real people than a mix of two, so I don't get bored. Yeah, it's important to keep it interesting. Depending on your style, if you're doing more stylized cartoon or anime, or if you're doing a little bit more realistic. I want to say hi to Eric X God, Jade Dub on Instagram, guys. I see you. I know you're there. You can say hi. Don't be shy. All right. I think I'm good to start. I might just fix the color just a little bit. Add more beard. Let's put the background to this. Hey Sharon. Thanks for joining. For everyone that's live with me, let me know, where are you in the world? I love to do this. It's always fascinating to see how many continent places we can reach. And by the way, if you want my brushes, they are all for free, or at least the pack that I'm having right now is for free. It's free when you join the challenge, actually. So if you do in YouTube, in the chat, ! daily5 or D5, it will get you to the page where I have my brushes. Hello Bay, Chile, love your workshop. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining. I appreciate it. And I'm seeing Phoenix here in Mexico. I see. That's nice. I'm going to be doing a trip to the Americas next month. Well, technically this month. Going to visit family in Colombia and in the States. and see my family from Canada. That will also join me for the trip, which is nice. It's the first time that this side of the family and my family will meet in terms of my wife's side and mine. So I'm looking forward to it. Miguel, California. Palm Beach, Florida. Nice. Florida. Awesome. Well, you gotta love the palm trees, right? Absolutely love the palm trees. Actually, I had a revelation. Revelation's a bit of a strong word, but I had like just a moment thinking about how much palm trees for me was like a big thing. For my first time when I left Canada, I never saw a palm tree before. And I went to, it was Cancun, Mexico. And I saw my first palm tree. I think I was 21. And it was like a huge moment for me. It was kind of like, I don't know, I dreamed of it. You know, when you're born in Canada, you got some very nice summers. They're nice and crisp. But the winters are long, man. So when you're able to cut it in half, and then you arrive to a place and you see palm trees, it felt good. I think it made such a good impression on me that it's one of the reasons that pushed me today to live in a warm country such as Thailand. Yeah, if you guys didn't know, I live in Thailand right now. So yeah, that's my palm tree story. All right. We're going to do the flat colors. We're going to do the skin. So what I like about this portrait reference that I have is the colors are practically like analogous. It's all like reds and orange on I guess blue, green, gray background. And I think it's pretty cool. Phoenix, I never seen snow. I always wonder how it feels like. It feels cold, man. That's how it feels. But not to diminish the experience. If you never saw snow, I'm sure it would be awesome. I guess we're all like curious about what we cannot experience. Snow is great if you have a good jacket, good boots. If you're equipped for winter, basically. I want to say hi to Luck Aloud on Instagram. Thanks for joining. So yeah, winter. Lots of snow in Montreal usually. It's been about almost 10 years now that I'm gone though, so maybe the climate change made some sorry, I'm losing my English here. Some changes to the temperature and weather. Anyhow, irreversible changes to the winter. But when I was a kid, I'm born in December, and I got some memories of jumping into like the snow while like going to school, which was pretty cool. But as an adult, when there's too much snow, it gets a little old. Having to dig your car up before going to work early in the morning It's not always ideal in the cold of the winter. So yeah. So I moved. I lived 2 years in Berlin first, and then did a while in Indonesia, on the island Bali. Moved around in Thailand, kind of fell in love with it. Then visited Colombia, fell in love with my wife. And now we're both here. Okay, some more flat values are needed here. And I'll do the eyes. Sharon, my brother just moved to Toronto. A place called Vaughan or something like that. He came from warm, hot weather. I really hope he survived the winters. Yeah, good luck. Yeah, I didn't live in Toronto. I was in Montreal based, but we get pretty much the same weather. Lots of snow in the winter. Winters are very long. So if you come from a warm country, warm country, or the States that has all the different weathers really, it's going to be a big shock. Do you make a new layer each time you add a color? Yes. Every flat value gets its own layer right now. But later on, I'm going to merge everything down. By the way, is there a reference? Yes, there is a reference. This guy right here. That's the guy that I'm painting right now. And we discovered that his name is Christian. Just scroll back. Christopher View, I think. I don't know. I'm not able to pronounce his Norwegian last name. All right. Time for the hoodie to go off. It was fine, but now it is still raining outside. But it's getting a little more toasty. It's like rainy season right now. And seriously, it's been raining for 48 hours straight right now, which is fine because we don't get a lot of that. Usually there's a little bit of rain, but after that it's fine. But today and yesterday it was just raining. A bit closer to the drawing. I have it right here. If that helps. I can leave it there for a little while, but I'll be removing it afterwards because it's distracting, I found. Okay, eyes. Let's add this green. His eyes are like super green on that reference picture, so I'm gonna just kind of do the same. And I'll tone down the values afterwards. Alright, I got all my flat values. Next step, let's do some hue and variations on the colors for the skin. So usually what I do is I start with just adding a little bit of red, orange, around the zone. I then make the ears completely saturated, and I do the same thing with the nose. For the nose, I keep it kind of like a heart shape like this. And I'll be able to render more afterwards. So yeah, he looks a little clownish right now, but it's on purpose. But I like this. I don't know what you guys think, but I think this, just as is, kind of cool. Question, Sharon. By the way, I know other teachers who won't recommend painting out of a painted reference, meaning from something that's already made a drawing. What do you think? It depends. It depends what you're trying to learn. If you're trying to learn like anatomy, do it from a reference picture, because the anatomy of the artist, mine included, is not going to be perfect. If you're trying to emulate a certain style, doing a study of their art by copying what they do is the perfect way to do it. But if you want to develop your own style at some point, you should use like reference pictures to build the structure of the illustration, and use art from other artists to reference either like precise style or colors or ways to render, or maybe they did something like and you find the idea cool. So you can mix the two of them. But just doing studies of other artists will limit you in the long run. So that's the full answer, I'd say. Maybe because this reference seem painted. You think that this is a painted reference? That's a picture. That is a picture. Very much. It's just a very cool picture. You know, finding the right reference sometimes. Here's the thing that I think most, or some people don't understand from the really great art that you see from your favorite artists, such as whatever, Sam Spratt, not Sam Spratt, Sam does art. He has a very cool stylized way to do portraiture, but he does it from reference pictures, you know. Sometimes not just one reference picture, sometimes he mix a lot of reference pictures, but sometimes it's just one reference picture. And what happened is, if the reference picture is not done very, very well, then illustration is not going to be very good, you know. So when we're doing a study, we're doing an interpretation of the work that's been done by a photographer, and we should give the photographer, the credit for creating the composition, the light scheme, the color scheme, the stylization, whatever it is. If you're just doing a study, then what you're doing is an interpretation of their work. This is exactly what I'm doing right now. I'm doing an interpretation of this work. I would love to tell you which photographer took the picture, but I have no idea. Because on the internet we lose track sometimes of who did what. But I always try to keep in my mind that this is art done from the art of someone else. Now, if you want to learn to paint from imagination, you need to learn a lot more things. You need to learn how light theory works. You need to learn how color theory works. You need to learn how perspective works. A little bit of anatomy helps for sure. And you want to take all these skills, mix with reference pictures, lots of them, to create a roadmap, to create a new illustration from imagination. I'm actually working on the illustration that I'm going to do for next month in the DPA. And this is the perfect example. Like I'm using a sketch here. I'm very much in the beginning of the stage. This is a preview. And what I'm doing here is like, it's putting all these references. Like if I'm looking at her, that's a reference, that's another reference. These are references of actually me posing. I did some posing. And then I put them all together. And then with my knowledge of lighting and coloring, I'll be able to render this. Now, if this is the kind of skills that you want to learn, there's two places that I teach this. There is the Illustration for Imagination program, which only opens the doors once a year. We're actually doing it right now. The doors are closed until next year. But there's a Digital Painting Academy, which is open all year long, where I have a very clear path on how to learn those things. And if you're interested in this and having more information, I have a very detailed registration page. If you do in the chat, in YouTube, !DPA, that stands for Digital Painting Academy, you'll be able to go and check it out. And if you have any question, then come back at me and let me know. But this is, in a nutshell, this is the knowledge that you need to know to be able to paint from imagination. Sorry for the long explanation. El Lumingroso looks like a captain. Eh? You're right. He's got that look. Could have had like a hat to him, and he'd be a great captain, I think. And Sharon, it's a very pretty pic, but it seems like someone draw it. Maybe it just seems like this because it's far, and then so yeah, I think that's it. But yeah, it's no, it's a picture. I'll remove it because it's distracting to me. All right, let's push this a little bit more. If you guys have more questions, please by all means put a capital Q in front of it. It's easier for me to see it, but I keep my eyes on the chat at all times as well. So now I'm at the stage where I have a little bit of differences in the colors. No, I'm gonna add more differences in the colors because I also want to have some hue shifts in the hair. And for the hair, I don't want to go into the highlights. I'll be able to put the highlights later, but I'm gonna add these kind of darker tones and more saturated oranges. And I'm using a saffron brush here because I'll be adding details later on. The idea is to not go too pale too fast. It's almost like I'm just putting my roadmap so that I can render it later on. Just adding the colors that I need right now. Almost like building my color palette, you know? Do you know? Sorry. Do you know how amazing you are? Your work is amazing. Thank you. That I wrote. Sorry, I cannot pronounce that. Sorry. Dalla Oruwari. Thanks. Appreciate it. Yeah. Sharon, we love hearing you talk. No need to apologize. Well, thank you so much. Appreciate it. I'm trying to get better at storytelling for you guys also. Ray Black, hi. How about as a project, just the major arcanas instead of the whole tarot deck? You know what? Yes, it could be nice, but the idea also for me is to create a product at the end that I can sell. Because I'm all about transforming, you know, the hobby to my students into like concrete projects that could bring them a passive income, you know? So if I'm doing a project, I want to be able to finish the project and being able to create a product to sell it, and then show that how to that for my students, so that they can do the same thing as well. Because it's fun to create, and it's intimidating sometimes to think about like making money out of your art. But truthfully, I think that every artist deep down has desire to make some money with their art. So doing the major arcanas would be fun, but you cannot sell it at the end, except if you're doing like prints and t-shirts and stuff like that. But I just really like the idea of having a final project that, yeah, I'm able to package and design and use my graphic design skills at the same time to kind of finish it. So let's just start there as a group and finish on your own. Yeah, maybe. I don't know, but it's been on my mind for a while, doing a tarot deck card. So I might do it at some point. All right, so we have now. We know what we're missing a little bit on the coat. I'm gonna add just a little bit more of colors, saturated tones. And same thing here. Let's add these there. All right, I got something to work from, I think now. Let's add the light and shadow. Yeah, let's add the light and shadow. So for that, I'm going to make sure that I got my selection. I'm still gonna paint under my lines for now. And it's like it's a frontal lighting right now. So you got some cast shadows that are like very sharp. I think that's too much. There's something I forgot to do. Around the eyes, I also love to add some red, because there's actually a lot of red colors around the eyes. Like this guy has it a lot, but also just like normal portrait, you just add it usually and it looks better. Back to shadows. Bit of shadow there, bit of shadow there. I really like this kind of lighting. And I know there's a photographer, artist that kind of does that. He did like the same kind of like, it looks like it's made with like a Polaroid. It's like a very big flash, and he took like pictures of very famous people. Like he took one of Obama, for example. But I don't remember the name of the artist, photographer. All right, let's add some lightings. Trying to keep harder edge, and I'll use an overlay after that, I think, to kind of soften the light a little bit more. But right now I'm just going to keep things hard to kind of help me understand more the shape and form of the portrait. Trying to not get lost. Starting with hard edges will help you a lot to not lose yourself into like too soft of a rendering. It forces you to take decisions as well, to be very precise. At first it's going to feel very hard, but the more you learn about the planes of the head, or planes in general really, the easier it's going to get. And this is the kind of skills that will pay off with time. Because even just that now, it looks, I don't know, I think it looks awesome, but I'm very biased here. I'm going to use, like I said, an overlay with a soft round brush, and I'm going to paint over the forehead just a little bit with the right colors to just kind of add more light, especially on that side of the face as it's getting a little bit more light. Yeah, maybe even on the beard. Kind of looks good. And there you have it. This is exactly what I was teaching during the workshop, if you guys missed it. This is the 80-20 rule. At this point, my portrait is practically done. All I have to do is to add details. Like the roadmap is there, the light is there, the shadow is there, the colors are there. All I have to do now is just kind of spend time adding details to what it is. And it's a very freeing like feeling to be able to build it to this stage, and then knowing that all I have to do is to add a little bit more love and it will get to something that I'm very proud of. Just a friendly reminder that if you're struggling with having a good workflow, really the bundle that it's in sale right now is, no joke, going to help you a ton, because you'll see all, like in real time, a lot of my processes that got me to understand what I'm doing today at a deeper level. We have also like classes on anatomy in there, a whole class on just rendering itself in black and white, so you understand how to play with values, skin tones, facial expressions, the construction of the head. I explained in great details. And yeah, all of this is at a ridiculous good deal of 75% off. So, worth considering. Alright, I'm gonna start with the eyes, because if I do the eyes and they look good, I'm probably gonna be happy with the rest. So there's a lot of reds here that I haven't added yet, which now that I'm working on more like the details, I'm going to take the time to do it. So transforming these kind of black into reds. And at this point I'm painting on top of my lines. Question, can you maybe put the reference closer? I'm also following you. The reference, oh yeah. You know what? Here, I'm gonna put it in front of you so you can take a screenshot. So you can use it, because otherwise it's gonna be too close of my illustration. But if you take a screenshot of this, right now, if everybody's following with me, take a screenshot. And let's continue. Let me know if you got it. Otherwise, I'll put it back on the screen. So yeah, let's do the eyes. There's a lot of very nice saturated oranges and red tones that I absolutely want to make sure that I have here. I'm also going to use the smudge tool to soften up some edges and stuff. And a great trick of mine, it's not just of mine, but I see a lot of other artists also using this, is have a smaller window of your illustration. It can be literally on your screen, or I'm using another extra screen for my case, but you don't need to invest in another screen. You can have like just the navigation tool on Photoshop. Where is it? Navigator, I guess. Yeah. You can take this little thing here, put it big enough, and then you have like just kind of a smaller. It's a bit small. I think you can make it bigger. Oh no, that's zoom in. It's a bit small. Maybe I'm able to make it bigger. Maybe not. Oh, you know, you can. There you go. And so you can use that to see what you're doing, because this is going to mimic whatever you do. And it really helps to have it smaller, so you can keep an eye on it. Don't forget to save, because we're never too careful. You got it? Awesome. Sorry, I think I ignored Instagram without knowing it. How do you get rid of the line? And what point do you start painting over? Right now. That's exactly what I'm doing right now, Bella, if you're still here. 21 Alejo. Beautiful. Thank you for letting me know. Alright, I think now I'm following. Alright, cool. Yeah, so rendering. I'm a bit close right now. I don't suggest for you to be always that close. Taking a little bit of distance between portrait or illustration, art, whatever what you're doing, also helps. Okay. I'm gonna make sure that there's a little bit more shadow into the eyeball. I'm gonna use multiply layer, and there's a bit of red, I feel like, in the corner here. So let's add that. And then you'll have probably a little bit of shadow from the top. And then maybe another layer, this time with some whites, and overlay to brighten up the eyeball a little bit. Not so much on the iris though, just the sclera. Alright, this is the moment in the illustration where I stop talking, because I can't do two things at the same time. So by all means, ask me questions, so that I don't forget that you guys are there. So David, do you and your family goes to swimming pool or traveling around there, going to the sea, ocean? We do have a pool, and we have like we're living like in a kind of like a condominium kind of building project, and so there is a pool here. We actually brought my son for the first time. It was a couple of weeks ago, maybe. He's not impressed with water so far. Maybe that's gonna change. We're not close to the ocean where I live. I live in the north of Thailand, Chiang Mai, and so we're not going to the ocean very often. We did a trip last, I want to say last March, maybe. But yeah, right now it's raining season, so it makes just things a little bit harder to enjoy the pool. Also, we've been very busy. You know, when you have a newborn, if you are a parent, then I'm sure you already know it's tough to get out of your routine. So I have so many projects that I want to create, and accomplish with Paintable. So I've been real busy. But I try to remind myself of having a good work balance. And as I'm saying that, it's a reminder of myself again. But since my son has been born, it's been challenging. I'm assuming that's the same challenge that every parent goes through. It comes with a lot of great moment. But yeah. What do you consider or look for when choosing an area to live in Thailand? Well, here's the full story. When I started to really establish myself here, I was living. When I fell in love with Thailand, I was single. But very, very short after that, I met my wife. But Thailand was always going to be like a special place in my heart. Just the people are amazing. The food is amazing. There's great security. Like one of the big issue was that my wife being Colombian, we would have probably just considered Colombia as an option, but it's just not safe. You have to live in like gated communities to protect yourself. And it's an unsettling feeling. So Thailand for me it's a place where you don't have to be scared. People are friendly. It's safe. It's just a lot of good reasons to start a family, I guess, here. And that's pretty cool. My son is a Canadian Colombian born in Thailand. That's a pretty cool story, I think. So those are the things I consider: safety, some ease to access to good stuff, restaurants and museums and parks and whatever. The problem with Thailand, though, is or northern Thailand, but Thailand in general, I guess, is they have a huge business around farming, and the best way for them to restart their crops every year is to burn the leftovers, which ultimately I'm painting details right now. I gotta focus out. Which ultimately leads to a lot of pollution in the air, and so me and my wife are considering moving out of Thailand, unfortunately, now because of that. Because it's a huge problem. I don't know if you guys know about it, but like for literally months, the air is poisonous, unbreathable. Like if you were like in the States last year during the fire forest and like you saw New York in that orange glow, well, it's like that for months every year here. So it's a no-go, especially when you have a kid. Janine, are you using a hard brush or soft? I do a mix of both right now, but I'm using mostly the hard brush right now. And what did you choose? The north area. I haven't been there, so I don't know. The north area is cooler, so that's one of the reasons. And just the lifestyle of it all, really. It's kind of less busy. So that's why. Also, we build a community here. So at this point, we are here also for the community. We have great friends that are established here. Some friends also that have kids. So all of that, what I realized throughout my travels and the places that I live in the world and so on is you go you go to a place to visit, but you stay for the community. And so that's one of the main reasons why we're still here, and we would have loved to stay here even longer. It's just not going to be possible with this kind of air quality. So yeah. Thanks for asking, by the way. I appreciate the questions. And as I'm doing this, I'm not paying attention to what I'm doing on screen. I'm gonna have to modify the eye later on. It's not pointing at the right place, but I'm not gonna do that now. And as I'm seeing the time passing by, I'd like to finish this portrait within the next 30 minutes or so. So I'm gonna zoom out a little bit and try to spend a little bit more time on it. Rich, I love watching move around the piece as you paint. Sometimes wonder if I'm doing something wrong after seeing a bunch of artists work on one section at a time. It's not, like, here's the thing. If you're learning your craft right now, Rich, and your skills and all of that, it makes it easier to have a little bit more of a structured way of doing things. So I would do like I did for the first few minutes of this portrait. I did the flat colors and then the shadows and all of this, and this is my process that really allows me to, now that I'm pushed a little bit further, to jump from places to places and have some fun, because I have my roadmap. Everything is in place. So I'm able to go from the nose to the eyes to the hair, and I'm pushing things as I see them because the base is already there. I don't have to change that. I wouldn't recommend that if you don't have the base already established yet, because then you would be like losing a lot of time. You'll be fixing like things like your perspective and your proportions and all of these things that do drastic changes on your illustration. This is why I spend time doing a sketch first, because this way I don't, like, I can, it's out of sight, out of mind kind of thing. Like, now I can focus on other stuff, and I know that base is there, if that makes sense. Sidan Tariname, sorry for the mispronunciation. This is awesome. Recently discovered your page. This live is super awesome. Well, you're welcome. Thank you so much. If you want to join also on YouTube, we are also on YouTube right now. I am streaming on both platforms because, struggling artists. Yeah. All right. I think we're ready for a change of music. Maybe something a little bit more upbeat. Thank you, Siri Neves. All right. Now I'm gonna have the problem. I'm gonna want to dance on this music, but all right, let's try to concentrate. Yeah. And Sharon, yeah, you remember the air pollution in New York? Yeah, it was horrendous, right? Well, imagine that every day for months. It's unbearable at the end, and you get stuck with your kids inside. You cannot go out. And I mean, this year, or yeah, this year, it was not so bad because my son is just a few months old. But I cannot imagine having a 2-3-year-old stuck inside for months, because literally when he goes out, it's like damaging his lungs. So it's funny to say that I was okay doing that to myself, but I'm not okay to doing it to my son. So we're leaving, and we're both very sad because, like I was saying, we build a community here. It's a very nice one. The community is important, really. That's, like I was saying, that's my big revelation of me traveling all over the place, is that you visit places but you stay where the community is, which makes you question, why did I leave Canada in the first place, right? Well, because I needed change. But I still have some very good friends over there that I like to visit, not as often as I want to. And of course I have my family and my mom, which now I'm trying to help her travel while she's still healthy. So now that's what I do. Make some value here, it's kind of darker. Yeah, I'm all over the place. Rich, if you're still there. I'm going from the eyes to some other place, and yeah, that can look confusing. But I'm only doing it because, yeah, I know I'll be able to just fix all the parts one by one. But I'm not. This is not efficient, because I lose time. I think I'm mostly doing it because I'm talking at the same time, and I get distracted, kind of thing. And I want to bring this to a point where I can just start adding like things like highlights, because once I'll have highlights, it's going to finalize the whole portrait. But I think I underestimated the amount of time needed to do this one. I might push the session today a little bit, spend a bit more time with you guys. I hope you don't mind. Sharon, we always care for our loved ones more than ourselves. What do you take for yourself as well? You don't have to deal with air pollution as well. Yeah, no, yeah, I'm happy also for me and my wife to be able to go to a place, and having that, you know, the privilege to be able to do it as well, you know. Very grateful. Very grateful for it. Yeah, I'm seeing things with the eyes that I'll fix later, like I was saying, but I don't want to spend too much time on this. I should zoom out and try to just kind of put some more details maybe in the hair, just a little bit. Hair is actually like more dark. Rich, I notice you have a bunch of hard edges throughout the piece. Do you blend as you paint or wait until the end? I find to blend too much and give too digital look. My icon is an example of the work. I personally like to do hard edges because if you do soft edges, you're going to lose the shape of what you're trying to do much faster, and then you're going to fall in a trap where you're losing the essence of the portrait or whatever character that you're doing. Where if you do hard edges, the hard edges like they would put your mistake like right in front of you, kind of thing, and it shows you the shape of things. So that's what I'm doing, but I'm also using the soft round brush from time to time. It's just right now I'm building still the form. Different little hues. I also use the smudge tool. That's what I'm doing right now, where I smudge edges that I don't want to have too hard. Transition between certain things. And I'm going to do some more blending probably later on. Sometimes I overblend on purpose and then I come back and add a harder edge, like I'm doing right now. You know, the idea is to learn all these different techniques, different tricks, and kind of have them in your memory bank, and then you're able to jump from one to another. Like I know from my nose right now it looks kind of softest, but as soon as I'm going to add like a highlight on it, it's going to help later on. So it's also about trusting the process, knowing where you're going. Okay, let's try to push a little bit more. Also use the mixer brush tool. That's the tool that I have created. By the way, you can download all my brushes, they're all free. They are on the challenge page, which you can find on YouTube right now, both in the description and by doing the !85. If you type !85 in the chat on YouTube, a link will pop and give you access to those brushes, and you'll have access to both the mixer brush tool that I'm using, the smudge tool that I'm using, as well as having more information about the challenge itself. Should be more saturated, I think. Trying to have a mix here of like more defined edges and kind of like just textures to get me started of where I want to go with this. I really like this way of painting where it's like it's very relaxing. It's just painting with values, and once you understand that you can just fake a lot of things by adding patches of value here and there, you kind of can let go of your brush strokes. Like for me, like I have like a very wobbly hand. I don't do good circles. I don't do very good straight lines. But this technique of working with the values kind of allow you to kind of let go of perfectionism and being able to just kind of place the value where they need to be, and you refine as you go. It still holds its shape. So yeah. So I was asking earlier, but I didn't see any people answering. Did you guys saw already the new Wolverine and what was the other character? What's my character? The new Wolverine movie. I would love to be able to see it, but I don't think I'll have the time. Maybe if it's still there when I'm visiting the States this month, the end of the month. Love wobbly hands, say Rich. Yeah, you gotta love, right? I'm not gonna lie, I'd love to have a little bit more steady hand sometimes, but I think I'm managing without it. Deadpool and Wolverine was great. Alright. Say no more, I guess. Yeah, I'm a huge fan of the X-Men series. Even more the... what was the name of it? Captain America and Hulk and such. Marvel. I absolutely love Marvel. Just the storytelling. I think... What was his name? What was his name? Robert Downey Jr. For me, he made the entire franchise. Without his character, without the first Iron Man, without him and the way he plays his characters, it wouldn't have the same impact. Like, of course, there was a ton of like other great characters and added story, but for me, it was really him that made the entire thing kind of possible in the first place. Yeah. Nonetheless, I want to go see that new Wolverine if I can. Phoenix, you say everybody. Everybody sees it except me. Wait. Oh my god, I want to watch it. May, you say? Wait. Oh, missing the chat. Wait. So, Gerald, you say it reminds me of Rise Jones. He was the leader of the Birdmen of Mars. I don't know the reference. Sorry to say. And May, you say, no, my god, I want to watch it. Yeah, I'm with you. I want to see it on big screen too. I feel like it's a movie for big screen. Phoenix, everybody saw it but me. Yeah, well, I think it's gonna be in the movie theater probably for a little while. But I wouldn't waste time. I would go. And Sharon, you say, I'm not sure I'm gonna watch it in the movie because tickets are quite expensive, and I think this movie is kind of not related to each other. Yeah, I guess you can also wait. It's gonna be like, I don't know if you like have Disney Plus, but they have now the whole Marvel series and X-Men. You'll be able to watch it there. Character art, not really. It's kind of ruining the X-Men series. Yeah, they created like many different like mini series, I guess. Iron Man and Captain America really set it off. Yeah, Captain America was also a great character, you're right. Iron Man and Captain America are dope. I love them and cried when the saga finished. Yeah, my wife too. It was impressive how much she cried. May say, I want to see it in 4. Is that 4 time? I want to see it 4 times. Yeah. Just check Instagram. Rich, you were saying Avenger. Ronnie Downey Jr. was just announced as Dr. Doom in the next Avenger movie? Huh. That's gonna be weird. Really? Huh. Oh well. I mean, it's a great actor. I really like his acting style. We'll see. And I guess Dr. Doom has a mask, I guess. So it's mostly about the rhetoric and whatnot. But yeah, that feels weird. Can it be 2 characters in the same series? It was announced at San Diego Comic-Con. Alright. Alright. Give me a second, guys. Alright. I got you guys on chat, and then I got my wife also, I guess, looking at the live, and she's texting me about Robert Downey Jr. That's funny. But yeah, I'm hoping that he's going to be able to do that role without ruining the magic of being Iron Man. But yeah, I was super sad also when the entire series finished. I mean, how many movies did they do? So many movies, and it was just like hit after hit after hit. Every movie was amazing, and it's just such a nice series to watch. Literally, I want to watch it every year. That's the thing, it's all in Disney Plus. They created a whole different universe and limited everyone. While people who don't have Disney Plus won't understand anything. Yeah, Disney Plus has been adding a bunch of stuff. They did the same thing with Star Wars, where they invent all these small stories. I kind of enjoy them, but you really need to see them to understand the whole picture, I guess. Oh, you mean? Oh, sorry, mate. That's what you mean with the glasses. I didn't know they were doing like a 3D 4X experience. And Sharon says, tell your wife to join the chat. I'm assuming she's busy with my son right now, and that I'm on the TV. So my son is probably looking at the live as well, or maybe snapping. All right, let's try to focus a little bit more here. I'll try to push this portrait. Okay, I think we have a pretty good base. I'm just kind of waiting until I get to the moment where I feel like comfortable starting to add details to it. So yeah, for the people that just joined or don't know what we are doing the Daily 5 challenge right now, and you can participate too. We are having a brand new prompt list to participate into the new team, which will be all related to Mars, as we are doing also a poster inside the Digital Painting Academy for the / movie book cover, A Princess of Mars. I checked the movie. I didn't like it, personally. It was fun to go see like the how they created the characters, and was inspiring for that, but acting, storytelling was not great, so I didn't finish it actually. But the concept art that was made for what was called John Carter movie, that I enjoyed. I don't remember which artist though did it. I should. But yeah, it was, the art was well done. All right, so what I have right now, I feel like is kind of like, we went from the basic to now we have some rendering. Last step is detail. So I'm gonna go back to the eye again, and now we're gonna add some small details, highlights, small hairs, all that great stuff. Some subsurface scattering. It's got like a lot of like bright orange at some places here and there. We'll add these. And I need to move the eye at some point. I can do that after, I guess. need to move the eye before I can do the highlights. I'm going to create one layer with everything on top of it. And yeah, let's liquefy the eye. Like what I'm looking at is the distance between the iris and the sclera, and now I'm just going to have to recreate the iris. And I think now that's gonna fit better, I think. Alright, ciao Phoenix. Looking forward to see you next time. Use an overlay here to add a little bit of light on the nose, just a bit. Sorry guys, I feel like I entered a little bit of a groove here. I'm super concentrated. I'll get back to the chat though in a few. it's fun to add these little touch of greens here. Like they are on the reference, but even if they were not on the reference, I think they would totally work, because it adds a little bit more of that accent color that you have in the eye, and therefore kind of just unify the portrait. So David, do you remember what did you dress up as Halloween when you were young? Well, last year, recent years. See, question. I love the question. Thank you so much. Yeah, you guys need to make me talk. I love it. I do have pictures, and therefore, because of the pictures, I remember how I was dressing up as a kid. It was never like a character of something like precise. It was more like vampires and stuff like that. I do have one picture particular when I was a little bit older as a drag queen, which is hilarious. I don't think there's a lot of people that do that, but I was older at that point. And I think I was like on my last Halloween, and it was more like we don't have a costume for you, but I still want to go for candy. So my mom give me a bra. I put 2 water balloons in it, and I just went out. I don't know if I got a lot of candy that year. But we are, my wife more than I am, but we are thinking about how we're going to do the Halloweens with Dash. And we're gonna have a lot of fun. I mean, it's always just like we're like big kids. It's just a reason for us also to kind of reignite the fun of that holiday. I know it's not everywhere in the world. It's a lot more present in Canada and in the States, I think. But still, we'll make our own traditions if the country we end up in next doesn't have that tradition. Thanks, David. See you soon. Next time, I'll see what's left on the video later. All right, sound good, Sue. Have a good one. And you say my beard looks a little messy, Sharon. That's okay. That's absolutely okay. Mine looks messy too. It's always like, I don't know, like I'm in a mood these days of kind of like letting go sometimes of my what you call it, processes, and I go like a little loose, and sometimes you lose yourself into the process, and that's okay. That's how we develop our own style. We learn some new techniques, all of that great stuff. know I said I would add details, but I feel like I haven't added much details so far. I've been just kind of concentrated on still making sure the values and overall shape is working for me, which it's not too bad. I just feel like I'd like to have the expression a little bit more pushed, I guess. One of my favorite artists out there is Sam Greco, and he has a way to play with his shape design. He actually made a PDF that I purchased called Shapes, and he's got a way to understand perspective and just putting like some exaggerations at just the right places. And I guess that's a bit where I am in my journey. So I'm having fun trying to push things around, learning along the way to push the limit of what I can do with exaggeration. Still a lot more to learn, I think. Sharon, I always wore my brother's costume, but on the bright side, no one recognized me, so it was cool. Good night, Mai. See you next time. Yeah, I guess when you have siblings, right? That happens. But I love Halloween. I love also as an artist, just painting stuff for Halloween. It always makes me really happy. Alright, it's been 2 hours, so I'm going to try to think about a game plan here so I can finish this within the next half an hour and not a minute more. Yeah. I'll try to add just a little bit more details, and what I'll do I think is I'm going to add some texture afterwards, which should help. I'm also hungry. having these days a lot of fun trying to do like I was saying, like hard shapes, and I'm trying to get as clear with my strokes as possible. It's not always working. And thank you for everybody that's still on the call with me. I know for some of you guys it's very late. Guess we have some night owls on the chat. Because in the States, if you are on the East Coast, it's gotta be almost midnight now. Or exactly midnight. Could you do a portrait in Procreate? Yes. Yes, I could. We're not doing much portrait next month though, so what I could try to do though is to use Procreate in these lives. But there's a reason why I'm not using Procreate. Oh, thank you, Rich. That's so nice. Says your words sing up for. I appreciate that. Yeah, there's a reason why I'm not using Procreate. It's because usually a portrait like this will take me anything between, I don't know, half an hour to an hour and a half if I'm going with a lot of details. Now it's been 2 hours and I'm still not done. It's because I'm talking to you guys and you know, we are having conversations and I get distracted. If you add that and then you put me on Procreate, which I know I roll around but not as much as with Photoshop, then it would take me a long time. But I could do one live. And kind of like do it for the Procreate users out there. I would probably announce it so you guys are not missing it. Trying to think about how I'm going to just kind of like finish all of this without losing too much time. I want to add details in the hair. I want to still add some more details on the face. There's some good forms and shape right now. That's nice. The eyes, there's something I don't like about. I feel like the left eye, maybe it's the perspective of the face. I don't know. I'll see what I can do. But I think I'm gonna, all right. New layer, whoops, new layer, whoops, new layer, there you go. I'm gonna soften up a little bit the hair here. And I'm gonna add a few more details on the side. Sorry, guys, you don't see on Instagram. It's tough sometimes because the Photoshop canvas is much bigger and I can see everything on YouTube, but not always on Instagram. Gets distracting. When you have 3 kids, night is the only quiet time. It's too hard. Yeah, it's like going out. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I'm realizing that. You know, I was one of those people that was saying like, I'm not going to change because I have a kid. And it's not so much as you change that you have to realize that, yeah, priorities change for the good reasons. And of course, I still want to be going out to restaurants and seeing friends and go to movies. I'm also happy to just, I guess, for a while, put these things a little bit on pause, so that I can make sure that I can be with my son. I think I'm gonna have to accept that I won't be able to finish this one completely to the extent that I want, and I'll see if I can put more time on it later on, but otherwise I guess I'll have to stick by the sentence that I absolutely love to say, which is finish is better than perfect. My brain goes into like, what's the 80-20 I can do here to kind of finish it? Like adding a few more details. Without going over the board. I could. I've been doing that for the past few weeks a little bit, which is like kind of adding textures where the highlights are. In this case, you also have like the lines of the forehead. But trying to like round up the values by adding some texture. I think I could do that, and it would give a little bit more details to the illustration and play with what's already there, and it's gonna look just more finished because of it. I think that's a good 80-20. I've been seeing a lot of other artists doing the kind of same thing, but with brushes. I actually have one of those brushes, textures, I think. Where it's like, there it is, just a few lines. I could use that also. And it adds a lot of details real fast. You're able to kind of just play with that tone crow. Your art style is so good. Wish I could draw like this. Well, thank you so much. Not to praise my own church, but I'm also teaching. So if you want to learn the base on how I do things, you can certainly do so. And we still have the portrait bundle at 75% off until today. Actually, today was the last day. You'll find a link in the bio if you're on Instagram, or if you're on YouTube, you can literally type !bundle and a link will appear, and you'll be able to jump on that deal before it goes away. Yeah. Well, I'm glad I'm using this brush. It's really doing the trick, I think. I don't know what you guys think. You know, you can mix that with a soft round brush if you're on a new layer, and then you can tone down a little bit. And you don't have to add it everywhere. I feel like add it just at enough places. Yeah, that one crow. Have a look. If you have any question, come back at me. If I'm still here, I'll answer all of them, and if I'm not, you can always reach me through my email at hello@paintable.cc. But hurry up. Today is the last day. This is working brilliantly. Let me catch up with the chat real quick. Do I like the DC movies as well? Like Wonder Woman. I'm not gonna lie, I don't have much to say that it's positive, especially about Wonder Woman. I went to see, I think, one of the last movie and I was extremely disappointed. You know, I wish it would be as good as the Marvel series, but it's not. It's not only that I feel like the movies are not produced as well, but I also feel like the characters are not as relatable. Like Superman, technically, is cannot be destroyed by anything really, well, except kryptonite. But what a way to put a shortcoming. It's like, oh, you can do anything except that little glowing rock that destroys him. I think what's happening with Marvels is, you know, I know I'm not a genius billionaire that builds robot, but that guy is human, you know, and you kind of relate more to it, and you're like, ooh, maybe I could be Iron Man, or maybe I could, you know, get bitten by a radioactive spider, or whatever it is, you know. And I feel like your imagination goes further away and you kind of relate to the character a lot more because of it. At least that's my thinking. Let me know what you think. I do have love for things like Batman. Some of them, not all of them. But yeah, seriously, that brush. Man, I think I'm gonna use that brush more often. Adds details everywhere. You know, sometimes you discover tricks by complete mistake, and this is why the Daily 5 is so cool, because it's by doing a little bit every day that you'll get better. Is this guy from Game of Thrones? Yes, Ricky, it is. We're looking for the name of the guy. His name is Christopher, and then I'm not able to pronounce his last name. It's Norwegian. But love his expression here. And yeah, that's the guy from Game of Thrones. I'm assuming he did more stuff, but I guess everybody here, at least in America or globally, I guess, knows him for the Game of Thrones. So here you have it. Without the brush, with the brush, being able to add a few more details. I think I'm going to top that with some highlights, and that would be the end of it. There's already some highlights, but I think I'm going to boost a few things at a few places. Trying to make things pop just a little bit better. At the same time, not too much. But that's going to stylize a lot. I'm not super satisfied with the beard. I mean, it's not bad or anything. It's just not, I don't feel like I have a lot of control over it. Could have some more form. It's one of the things I absolutely love from what's his name? Greker. Jesus, I'm having a blank. I don't remember his first name. Anyhow, Greca. His style of doing hair is always very like structured, and he's so good at perspective that he's just kind of able to create a lot of 3D, and it looks good, and it's stylized, and your understanding of 3D is good not just for scenes, but to understand how to push the rendering of certain things like hair, for example, and understanding the 3D form then helps you to ultimately paint better hair. How did you create these strokes for the beard? That brush, it is. Yeah, it's, I don't know, it's a brush I've been having. You know, guys, I have so many brushes that I downloaded over the internet. I create my owns, and I try to paint with my own so that when I do classes, I'm able to pass on the same brushes that I'm using. This one is just, it seems to be just 3 dots with some you know, let's go check it out. There's some dynamic shape, some transfer on it, and there's a pen tilt on it, which gives me the possibility to turn in different directions. Sorry if you're on Instagram, you couldn't see that. I'll just redo it here. I don't think it's very hard to recreate. You just need to create these 4 dots and then save it as a brushstroke. I could create my own and then pass it on at some point. All right, I think I'm gonna call it a day. You know what? I mean, let's just see if I can soften up the eyes. And let's create a top one. Let's flip it. Let's see if I'm able to go modify the eyes. They're not too bad or anything, but you know what there is I think it needs to be pushed a little bit. Something like that. And probably have to push the iris.
That's sure something I could use. A cure for the air conditioned blues. Could use some too.
I think that's a little bit better. Yeah, maybe. All right, you guys. Let me catch up with the chat, and then I'll say my goodbyes. Considering getting your portrait bundle, what's holding me back? Is you working in Photoshop and I in Procreate, and I find it frustrating if I can do what's been shown. Convince me to get the bundle. Also, the brushes in the brush pack worth it for Procreate. All right, let me tell you the whole spiel before I call it a day. So, all classes I'm doing is always in Photoshop, and that's just because I'm using Photoshop. And yes, if you are new to Procreate, you will have to find some equivalents. The cool thing though with the bundle that you have right now is I start with the very beginning. And so the first class is going to be for like beginners, and then it goes up into skill level, into like more complicated stuff where I only teach about art concepts. Let me move the illustration for people on Instagram so you don't get bored. There it is. And so we have 13 of them, and most of them, if not all of them, are all about portraiture. But the first few ones are all about teaching you how to play with layers, teaching you how to play with your brushes, shortcuts that are very important, how to have a good workflow as an artist. And some of them will be like Photoshop specific, only because I'm using Photoshop, but you'll be able to find the equivalents. And some stuff might not be exactly there. So I cannot promise you zero frustration. What I can promise you is that once you pass that little hurdle at the beginning, everything else you'll be able to follow with Procreate without any problem. I have a ton of students that use Procreate. They got no problem following up. You'll be able also to see within the comments of the videos from the bundle that there's people that use Procreate, and when they find the equivalent, they put it in the comments. So you might already have the answers to the question that you will have directly in the comments below the videos to help you pass through them with more ease, faster. So hopefully this is already helping you make a decision. The other thing is you have 30 days guarantee. So if you take it and you feel like this is just too much of a step for you to learn the techniques that are done because of the change between the two software, you can always ask for your money back. I got no problem with this. I'm here to teach, so if it doesn't do the deed and teach you how to do better portraits, then it's all good. But this is a very good deal. It's 75% off. It's a real hard 75% off, so you're saving a lot of money on it. So it's worth go check it out. Even if you're not using Photoshop, you'll learn a ton from the bundle. I can guarantee you that. When it comes to the brushes, I do create them in Photoshop. All brushes from Procreate 5 and so on, and from there are compatible, which means that you can put them into Procreate and they will work. They will not necessarily work exactly the same all the time, but close enough for you to be able to use them. That I can guarantee you that. You might have to tweak one or two once in a while, but you have all the tools needed to follow the class. I can guarantee you that. Because you can see, like the portrait that I did today, for example, I'm using very much the basic brushes when I'm doing my portraits, and there's a lot of brushes that I give into the classes that are specific to the exercises that are usually just the basic ones. I give them away just to make sure that people have the brushes, but you'll find the same exact one in Procreate. Procreate has a ton of brushes, they're all very good. And the basic one also work to follow. Things like for sketching, for example, you don't need the same brush that I'm using. You just need a brush that has a little bit of transparency, that goes from big to small when you do some pressure sensitivity on it. All of these will be easy to find in Procreate as well. So let me know if you have more questions. I'll be happy to answer them, but that's in a nutshell what I have to say about it. I'm with Ray Black. Sounds good, Gerald. Let me know if you have more questions. I can stay on the call a little bit longer. CPO, I'm done. My hand back are killing me. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Having good postures is also super important. So taking breaks is important. Sharon says, I'm using Procreate now and I'm drawing here with David each week. I've got David brushes and they are useful. So there you have it, guys. And Gerald says, true, I'll use them as well. So you got that. Sharon, as he says, you have all tools in Procreate. You just need to know the software. Yeah, and like I say, in the videos, within the bundle that I'm giving, usually you have it just under it, you have comments of people that give the equivalents. And if you don't find it there, you'll definitely find it in the tribe. And the tribe is open to all. It's free. You can join that. So if you need the equivalents of your software, there's a bunch of people in there as well that can help you. And of course, I can help you as well. You can always ask me. And if I know it, I'll give it to you. I'm also using Procreate, which helps me to answer a lot of questions as well. So Ray Black, let me know in the chat if I answer all your questions. And if I did, I'll let you guys go. It was a ton of fun to create this portrait. I'm going to sleep on it. I'll see if I had more details later on, but I already like what I did with that texture brush. It was really, really cool. So this might be done. I'll see. But it's always a good exercise to sleep on the art that you have. And sometimes you see different things the next day. So I might do that. So yeah. Again, Ray, if you're still with us, let me know in the chat. I don't want to, because I know we have a delay. I don't want to make sure that all questions are answered before I go and have lunch. Because I'm hungry. It's lunchtime here. I know for you guys, if you are in America, it's like time to go to bed. But here, it's lunchtime. So yeah, that was the last also portrait of the month. We are starting a brand new Daily 5 challenge on the 1st of August. This time is going to be a little bit about Martian stuff, because we're also going to do a project that is related to it inside the Digital Painting Academy. If you guys want to join as well, I'm looking forward to paint that that poster with you. Sharon says, thanks you so much. Ray, that was helpful. Awesome. Gerald, thanks. All right, cool. All right, guys, have a great rest of the week, great weekend if we don't talk in between. And I'm looking forward to see you next week. We'll do another Daily 5 together, this time with a new prompt. I'll be releasing the new prompt in the tribe today. So go check it out later on if you want to know, if you want to participate in it. Have a great day, guys. Happy painting. I'll talk to you soon.